Happy Sunday. How you doing? I was not planning on this, but Mother Nature has a sense of humor. Rain, drizzle all weekend. We could not get out on the road. But it gave me a reason to drop in on my daughters, check on them, my son-in-laws, my grandson Artemis, and get to pat the belly my youngest daughter with my soon-to-be arriving grandson Benjamin. And I got a text, hey, Uncle Brian, with a link to this video. Guess who's back? Back again. Job is back. Tell a friend. Yeah, he's back off his deathbed. Normally I do my commentary throughout the video. I'll just highlight a few things before and let you enjoy just watching it and listening to him. You know, Sanford does what I like to call self-justification videos periodically. When the heat's on him about things, that's when he's going to make his videos and he's yakking about, people don't understand. That's why they criticize me. They don't understand what I'm about, what my channel's about. And he does that periodically when the heat's on, I guess Job is doing that now too. This to me appears to be a self-justification video for the overwhelming cries of doing a proper valve adjustment. I guess he's a little rattled again. He's doing this to prove to people that he does know what he's doing, because there's an overwhelming amount of people that are saying he doesn't know what he's doing, And like I said, some people don't know when to leave well enough alone in this effort to justify himself, like Sanford, to prove that he's right and the world is wrong. People are not seeing things right with their eyes. They're not hearing things right with their ears. They're wrong. He's right. He doesn't know what he's doing. This is his way of justifying himself. He does touch on his health. I found it interesting, though, when he talked about how, he's off his deathbed and he's back on it because, he was in the hospital. And then he stops, he pauses, he kind of stammers a little bit because he had to think about why he was in the hospital. Then after a few moments, he says, because I had a congestive heart failure. I think that's something you kind of remember. You don't have to think very hard about why you're in the hospital. If you had congestive heart failure, it's not like, you had a paper cut, ingrown toenail. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I mean, if I had a, heart attack, and I was in the hospital and like him already, twice now? Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I kind of remember why I was in the fucking hospital, you know what I mean? But he had to really stop and think about it, and it took him a few seconds. But he can prove he was in the hospital. Okay, whatever. He stresses the importance of lithium grease. He stresses the importance of, he says without putting lithium grease on the nuts on the rockers, it'll dry out. You have to put lithium grease, and he knows because he researched it on the internet. He mentions a few times about how, he researched it on the internet and how Sanford makes excuses and blames other people. Jabba does the same thing in this. When he says, if anyone has anything to say about, how he's doing it, what he's saying, well, you can go argue with those guys because those are the guys that are saying it on the internet. So this way, in case he fucks it up, he'll blame them because they told him to do it this way, and that's why he fucked it up. Not because, doesn't know what he's doing. He mentions firing order. Yeah, it's important to know your firing order. When you're dropping in a distributor, get number one piston up on the compressor stroke, top dead center, check where it is on your balance. It should be around 0 or pretty close to it. And that's primarily so that when you run your spark plug wires from your distributor to your spark plugs, you have the right plug connected to the right terminal on the rotor as it fires in its igniting sequence. That's very important. What it has to do with adjusting valves, you tell me, but he gets into it on here. And there's one point on here where he, actually you see the front of the car, there's leaves. In one shot, I watched it, so I know what to expect. There's like an empty bag of potato chips, like a milk carton, a soda bottle. I guess he throws this fucking trash in there. Look at that thing. Anyway. But, like I said, I thought he just had a vacuum leak. That's why it won't run. Why is he doing this? Well, he says he's doing this because he's going to prove everyone wrong that thinks he doesn't know what he's doing. This is his way of proving he knows what he's doing. And I'll say this and then I'll shut up and let you enjoy watching this. And still not running.
I just love it when my thing cuts off on me while I'm in the middle of talking. And I'm not trying to pay attention to the camera. We are doing a proper valve adjustment because there's been an overwhelming amount of people who don't think I know what I'm doing. So I'm doing this all over again. I'm taking it apart.
When he starts talking real cocky like that, you know the eyes are popping out. Sorry, I had to say that.
Piston, number one, up the top dead center. So in other words, the piston's going to be all the way up. And the rotor is going to be pointed at number one.
I may add some commentary. Can't help it.
The harmonic is going to be at 0 or close to it. Okay, now, as you can see here, these are all the rocker arm nuts. They came off. I'm taking them off. The reason why is because the bottoms of them have to be lubed with lithium grease. Yes, folks, I did say it, and you can research it because it's true.
It's true.
The half globes that sit in each one of these rocker arms need to be lubed with lithium grease. Okay? Both sides. Okay? It helps from things getting stuck or you having,
well, I guess it would get stuck in case of yours where you get no fucking oil up to the top of the engine.
There's a lot of things I got to do to this. I got to drain the antifreeze out again because, like I said,
why?
The time and chain cover, I missed the nut.
Yeah, and you got a screw loose too somewhere.
There's a flathead screw for the time and chain covers, and there are Phillips head screws for the valve covers. This car don't get any more original than what it is now.
That's why it's so valuable.
If it does pour out here, well, then I'm going to cover everything up and call it quits. Because I am not working out here in the rain. I just got out of the hospital from,
here we go.
What the hell was it?
What the hell was it?
Heart failure.
Heart failure.
Congestive heart failure, okay? No joke. I'm not joking. I have the hospital wrist thing. I have the envelope from the hospital, the whole 9 yards.
It's on top of a boombox in his living room.
No joke on that. Now, I have to take 4 more off of this side, okay? And I have to lube up each one of those half globes before I put them back in. So that's what I'm going to do. And we'll be back when I'm done. Okay. Now these are all, the half globes are actually lined with lithium grease. Now, once I get done going through the first process, that's when they're going to overlap. In other words, the exhaust is going to come open first and then it's going to close. And when the intake one starts to open, that's when you make your adjustment. Okay, and once you get done going, what is it? 1, 6, 3, 2, 5, 8, and 7, 4. Then you're going to go back on the other side. So in other words, you did 1, 3, 5, 7. You're going to go back and you're going to do the other side, which is going to be 2, 4, 6, and 8.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're going to give everything a half or a 3/4 turn.
Driver's side is 1, 3, 5. I mean, this is common knowledge, man.
But the other thing to have in mind is the firing order.
Right, that's very important when you adjust your valves. You need to know the firing order.
If you're going to adjust
hey, he struggled with that, trying to set his distributor in and get the right plug wires and the right spark plugs.
On the harmonic balancer. This one I can't do it with because it doesn't have a bolt.
Doesn't have a bolt?
So in my case, I would actually have to take everything apart in order to turn it with a ratchet. So I have to turn mine with the fan. Okay, so that is the general idea.
How's the harmonic balancer being held on?
Your valves actually have to overlap a little bit.
And actually, it's a damper.
So in other words,
it's just absorbing the vibration at the end of the crankshaft. It's not balancing the engine. It gets called a balancer. Harmonic.
You know, if you got any arguments with me on that, well, then maybe you better talk to some of those other people that are saying otherwise.
Just like Sanford.
Okay.
You got an argument, go blame them if I fuck it up. I'm doing it the way they told me.
And that's what they're calling for. All right, folks. I'm not going to make you sit through me tightening this down and going through the whole process.
Yeah, you might
I
fart.
just wanted you guys to see that I do know how to do a valve adjustment.
You just proved it.
And it's not, the adjustment can't be made pretty much on the high part of the cam. It's got to be on the low part of the cam.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so in other words, when one exhaust comes up and closes, and two is getting, or the intake is getting ready to open, what is it, number 6?
It's getting confusing now.
Number 6 is going to be ready to be adjusted.
You sure?
So in that kind of thing there.
Sure it's
right?
not number 5 and number 1?
All right, folks, like
Number
and
7?
subscribe.
Like
I'm
and
a little
subscribe.
confused.
Little confused
I
is
don't know
right.
what the hell I'm saying. You
Hey,
probably
at
don't
least
know
you
what
said
I'm
one
saying
thing, right?
either,
You don't know what the hell you're
anyway,
saying.
If you don't believe me, look it up online.
That's right. Blame them.
There are other people that are actually doing this.
If anyone criticizes
That's what
him on
they're
this
saying,
video and
so
says
that's
he's
the case.
doesn't know what he's talking about, it's
Lithium
not his
grease,
fault.
Yes, on the
'Cause he
bottom
looked it
of
up
the-
online
of the,
and
half globes.
blame them.
That sit inside the rocker arms.
More and more like
Okay,
Sanford.
nothing else.
Make sure you use that
And you
lithium
have to make
grease.
sure that there's enough adjustment. So in other words, you don't want these too tight.
You know, when that oil comes up to the push
Okay,
rod,
they have to
squirts out the top,
still be able to move a little
it
bit.
squirts all over that nut.
Because you
That
need a little,
nut is
you know.
well lubricated.
In other words,
It fills
the,
up that little
lifters
pan
below
belly
have
in
to
the
actually
rocker, floats off to
load
the
up
tip,
oil.
gets
If
lubricated
they're
between
too
the
tight,
rocker tip
they're not going to do that.
and the top of the valve spring. Now, if you
Because
don't have
what
any
you're
oil
doing is
pressure
you're
and you got no
pushing the
oil up the
rod
top of your engine, yeah,
into
things will get
the metal
sticky.
clip or the spring that's inside the lifter.
Right,
Okay, causing it to stop.
right, causing it, right,
So that's why you don't put too much pressure on them.
right, that's why.
All right.
All right,
All right. Like and subscribe, folks.
like and subscribe, folks.
That's the short for today. I'll get to the other ones later. Apparently, I'm back on this again.
Yep.
So I'm out of deathbed.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. So there you have it. There you have it. You know, every time Sanford, you know, it's like pulling a temper tantrum. They get all pissed off. Well, people, you know, are calling me out saying I don't know what I'm doing. Sanford's a little different with his bullshit. He's got to validate himself. He gets pissed, you know. He's got to prove people wrong. Like a little kid pulling a temper tantrum. I'm right and you're wrong. Well, that's Jabba's way of doing it. What you just witnessed with your own eyes and heard with your own ears. And all the same script that goes into it like Sanford. Well, that's the way you saw it on the internet. So if anyone has a problem with it, you know, go talk to those guys. That's the way they, you know, talk about doing it on the internet. You know, if you have knowledge, why would you need to look it up on the internet if you have knowledge in doing things? You know what I mean? Anyway. You know, like I said yesterday, man, I was getting kind of bored. Hey, I said it would take some more batshittery, you know, to make things fun for me. And it didn't take too long, man. It didn't take too fucking long at all. But I have to admit, you know, I say it, you know, I'm not really big on religion. There are times in life like this when I kind of smile, I kind of look up and I say, maybe there really is a God after all. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Have a great day.